that meeting that we wanted to see last week, that the country wanted to see, needed to see last week, finally happening.
So with just one day left to fund the government, President Trump's meeting with House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer later on. The obvious goal: to negotiate a funding bill.
So just a small task, right? Joining us now to talk more about the fight to keep the lights on the Capitol is the Hill's In the Know columnist Judy Kurtz. A Four Corners meeting. Two more guys added to the meeting list compared to last week, the one that got canceled. So that's a good sign.
Let's add some more cooks to the kitchen, right?
Right.
The more the merrier. Yes, after canceling that meeting last week, at the urging of Senator Thune and Speaker Johnson, President Trump is now back on with Senate Democrats and Hakeem Jeffries for this meeting at the White House, 2 p.m. today. A lot of distance between the Democrats and Republicans. I think they're both in different zip codes at this point. We'll see what the meeting can bring.
What's interesting is it was Thune who apparently facilitated this because Schumer asked him to. So now they're going to have this meeting. And the big question is, the president going to apply pressure on the Democrats to just kind of cave? Or, you know, if they're going to negotiate, or will the president use this to show good faith and then let the shutdown happen and blame the Dems?
Yeah, and there's already some blame game going on, some finger pointing going on. I think there's so much finger pointing that someone's going to sprain a knuckle at one point or another. But a lot of what's happening here is we're seeing both sides trying to kind of temper expectations. President Trump calling out Democrats ahead of this meeting, not really striking a conciliatory tone. I think we have some sound from him from earlier this weekend.
Soundbite, guys. Do we have that from Friday?
The Democrats want to shut it down, and they want to shut it down because they want to give billions, ultimately trillions of dollars to illegal migrants, people that came into our country illegally. These people are crazy, the Democrats. So if it has to shut down, it'll have to shut down.
So he's gone from saying that it was pointless to meet with Democrats last week to meeting with Democrats this week.
Yeah,
and what he just said there.
And Senator Schumer has said that this meeting is the first start to hopefully a negotiation here on government funding. But we also have a statement from Senator Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries about the meeting. They said that President Trump has once again agreed to a meeting at the Oval Office. As we've repeatedly said, Democrats will meet anywhere, anytime, with anyone to negotiate bipartisan spending agreement that meets the needs of the American people. We are resolute in our determination to avoid a government shutdown, address the Republican health care crisis. Time is running out. Yeah, what Democrats don't want to see happen is what happened back in March when Chuck Schumer and a few other Senate Democrats signed on to this Republican-controlled CR bill. Got a ton of pushback, as you both know, for that move. And this time around, they said, Democrats are united. We're not going to cave. We're going to stick to our priorities, mainly which is extending those health care rebates for people.
Yeah, in fact, Hakeem Jeffries talked about that, talking about how much prices could go up. And here's what he said.
One of the reasons why our fight for the American people is so urgent right now is because over the next few weeks, tens of millions of Americans are going to get notices indicating their premiums, copays, and deductibles are increasing dramatically because of the Republican refusal to extend the tax credits connected to the Affordable Care Act. Our position has been very clear, 8 words: cancel the cuts, lower the costs, save health care.
Some experts were saying that premiums could go up an average of 75%, which is staggering for some people.
Yeah, and we should also note that typically Democrats are pretty reluctant to go ahead with government shutdowns, especially in our area with so many federal workers. But even Senator Chris Van Hollen, a Democrat from here in Maryland, says that Democrats are united this time around. We have him speaking here.
I do have confidence that the two leaders on the Democratic side are going to hold the line on these issues, as well as this not giving the president a blank check. Look, my view is, you know, there are lots of issues Democrats should be focused on, but on this one, we are united.
Holding the line could mean a government shutdown, which is bad, but perhaps maybe worse is this threat of not just furloughing some folks, but having them lose their job completely coming from OMB.
Yeah, but Democrats have framed that as a GOP tactic. That letter from Russ Vought last week saying instead of furloughing workers as part of the shutdown, they're going to go ahead and do these mass firings. We'll see what happens. You know, I'm thinking we might see a unicorn on the South Lawn before we see.
I was going to say, get your analogy ready for tomorrow. We've gone from the merry-go-round to the Energizer Bunny to who knows what happens next.
And the president is familiar with shutdowns because the longest shutdown in American history happened under Trump 1 for 35 days.
Over wall funding
Yes,
of
that's
all
right.
things, and you look at what we're potentially facing now, healthcare impacts, people getting fired in mass. So the stakes may be even higher than they were all those years ago.
And some of the fear is that there's no end in sight. If a shutdown does happen, how do we get out of it?
All right, we will see what happens at this meeting today. Judy, thank you so much.
Thank you both.